Hey there, welcome to another video on math problem solving. This is Bharat Divyang from Zugzwang Academy. Today we have something slightly different. We have two problems of similar nature and we got to try and solve them. Let's start with the one on the left. So you have a square, a large square, and there's a bunch of lines drawn there. And you end up creating a shaded region, a smaller shaded region, which also happens to be a square. So the question is, what is the ratio of the shaded smaller square to the larger square? This is question number one. Question number two, which is very similar in nature, is that you have a larger square and you have the square paper folded in such a way that you have P folding into R, and then you have S folding into Q. Question is, what's the perimeter of the square? Okay. The reason both of them are similar is because we end up looking at breaking down a square into similar structure. So let's start by solving the problem on the left and then eventually go to the one on the right. But before that, please go through the rigor of productive struggle, which means pause the video, see if you can get the answer, and then click on continue to actually see how you solve the problem. Okay, let's start with the one on the left. So as you can see, this square is getting divided into smaller sections. So for example, the focus would be on this line, the line here, that's a diagonal. And that diagonal is cut again into two equal halves, which means these are 90 degrees because this is also 90 degrees and you have. So if you were to extend this, you could basically conclude that you're divided the square into four equal right angle isosceles triangles. So in other words, now you can bring your focus into the shaded part, and you also see that this can also be divided into two right angles because a square can be equally divided, and you can say that 1, 2, 3, 4. There are four parts out of which two are shaded, but this is just one of the four larger right angle triangles. So in other words, you have two shaded parts out of four, but you have four such similar ones. In other words, you end up getting 2 out of 16, 1 out of 8. So 1/8 is the region that is shaded in this problem. As I said, it's quite simple once you understand the logic behind it. Now let's come to this. You have a square piece of paper. P is folded onto R, and then Q is folded on, or S is folded onto Q. Okay, what's the area of the resulting figure is 9 square inches. Find the perimeter of the larger. So when you fold P into R, it's going to look like this, right? You will have P and R both at the same place. S would be here and Q would be. And when you further fold it one more time, it is going to look like P and R would coincide here and Q and S would coincide. So in other words, what you have just done is to fold the square in such a way that all you see is just one aspect. Right? So if you call this O, it's OQR is all that you. That's O being the center of the square. So if this square were 9, then the larger square would be 9 times 4, which is 36, which means each of these sides would be a square root of 36, which means the perimeter is 6 times 4. Okay, there you go. Very simple questions. I hope you were able to try and solve it by yourself. If not, I hope you like the way I've kind of approached and solved this problem. If so, please do like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you so much.